What up, everybody, and welcome to Baz on Blades. My name is Baz, and I talk about blades, and today I'm going to do a very short video. I promise it's going to be short, guys, on having the right attitude and taking care of knives. And I'm not saying that you've got a bad attitude and you're like, screw that knife, I'm not taking care of it. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is if you've got a knife that's in really bad shape and you don't know what you can do with it. A buddy has brought you a knife that's in really bad shape and wants you to fix it up for him because you're the knife guy that he knows. These projects can be pretty daunting. I just got in a project, and what I've got here is the blade from a Emerson CQC7. This is a post 2015 model. Somebody brought it to me, and it was in pretty bad shape, guys. I want you to look at the tip, his ground on the tip. See how it's totally rolled way up outside of the secondary grind up into the primary grind here for this facet. That's in pretty bad shape. Now, you would look at this and think, my God, what can I do with that? But the rest of this blade was in the same shape, guys. And I had to reprofile this, and I was able to clean almost all of that up. You can see there's still a small area here in this base half of the blade here that still rolls up into the secondary grind where it had been ground on. But I didn't want to make this bevel any wider. And you would think that's a really narrow bevel, but that's actually 25 degrees, guys. Now, these sort of chisel-y ground CQC7 blades are not chisel ground at all. They have a single side grind, and then they've got a micro bevel on the back. And you know what? I'd never sharpened a knife like this, and it is, at least this primary edge right now, is screamingly sharp, guys. And of course, this is clamped in on the KME, and I took this to 1500 grit diamond, and then I am stropping it at 4 micron, and I call that a deluxe working edge. It leaves it, it gives it a lot of the visual benefit of a fully mirror polished edge, but there is still scratch marks in it going to the edge, and that will give you a toothiness in your cutting edge. For work, because this person carries this knife for work. A fully polished, mirrored out edge is not the best edge for work, in my opinion. So what I'm saying here, guys, is I'm not here to brag about my sharpening skills, which are abysmal in my opinion, but I'm here to say, if you get a project in like this, don't sweat it too much. This knife, the blade, already ruined, guys, as far as the edge goes. So there's nothing I could have done to it to make it any worse, really. And actually, this tip, I might actually do a regrind on that primary bevel on the tip there, guys. I'm going to see what I can do with it, but may have to even regrind that primary there. But you can fix this stuff, guys. You just got to have the right attitude, a little confidence in yourself. It doesn't take much as far as tools go. Yeah, I'm using a KME to sharpen with, and I know that it's expensive, guys. It's expensive to me, too. But you don't have to have something like that. You can use a Lansky. I mean, you spend $100 on a Lansky system, and you can do pretty decent mirror edges on most steels. It's not as precise as something like this, but it is a good piece of equipment. Beyond that, some Torx bits and a good 1/4 inch driver, you know, Phillips and flathead, and I took this knife apart to do it, and you know, you got to have the tools to disassemble the knife if you want to disassemble it to sharpen, and I recommend that most times, actually. Because sharpening will fill up the inside of your pivot with steel dust. You don't want that, no matter how fine the dust is. So I can sharpen this, and then I can tape off the edges, and then I can clean all the parts and reassemble. And when the person that gave me this knife gets it back, they're going to get more than just that fixed and sharpened edge there. And it doesn't take much to do that, guys. You don't have to spend a lot in tools. You got to spend some time though. 3 hours on the first stone to reprofile the edge of this. 3 hours, guys, at 50 grit with the beast stone on the KME. 3 hours to reprofile it before I could pull an apex and pull a burr up on it. So it's, it takes some time, but it's doable, guys. It's doable. You would have looked at this and you would have thought, good Lord. I mean, it literally looked like that he had gone to a grinder, not even a good grinder, a really crappy, broke down grinder, and just ground on it. And not everybody can sharpen, guys. Not everybody can sharpen. That's not a big deal. Not everybody drives a Ferrari and has a supermodel girlfriend. That doesn't make them good and the rest of us bad or anything, but it is within everybody's reach to take care of issues like this with a little bit of thought, a little bit of time, and really very little bit spent in tools and such. That's the great thing about knives. You don't have to have big power tools and all that to work on them. It's hand tools, and it's a very basic setup. So that's what we wanted to talk about today. Keep that good attitude when faced with projects like this, and you will come out the other side feeling pretty doggone good about what you did. All right, guys, as always, thank you for taking the time to watch one of my videos. God bless all of you, and we will talk to you again.